Hi, I'm Shane Nelson.
I'm Rachel Santa.
And I'm Zach Metz. And together we have conducted a feasibility study on relocating the Jacksonville Jaguars from Jacksonville, Florida to London, England. In this video, we will provide you with the following: project description, market analysis, economic and fiscal impacts, key project considerations and assumptions, and a conclusion on why it is feasible.
The goal for this franchise is to rent or rent-to-buy Wembley Stadium located in London, England. As of right now, the venue hosts a few events per year. It is home to the England national soccer team and hosts a few professional soccer championships.
The goal of not only the NFL, but also the Jaguars, is to provide a sustainable amount of money to have full access to the venue. Using Wembley Stadium in London beats out building a brand new facility and going through the entire process of purchasing land and all the fees that go along with building a new venue.
The NFL could help assist in this process because it really wants to expand the league and develop a team in London. The big picture is to not only help the Jaguars franchise as a whole, but to also help the National Football League. The growth of the NFL into an international sport could be a billion-dollar idea. That helps not only the league, but its owners and key investors.
Unlike the United States of America, the United Kingdom and London only release their census data every 10 years. The demographics for this region are extremely hard to narrow down to precise numbers, unlike those in the United States. London is home to more than 8 million people, which is similar to that of New York City, New York. There are only approximately 180,000 Americans living in London today. Even though the exact numbers are hard to find, one of the biggest differences in the two locations is population. The difference in London and Jacksonville's population is upwards of 7.4 million people.
The median household income for London is approximately £26,000, which is equivalent to 43,000 American dollars. Jacksonville's median household income is approximately $44,000. The average age of London's population is 36.4 years old, whereas the average age of Jacksonville's population is 34 years old. London's unemployment rate is 9.5% and Jacksonville's unemployment rate is 7.3%.
In the end, these two cities are very comparable. London simply dominates Jacksonville in terms of size. This could be very beneficial to the Jaguars franchise. To operate Wembley Stadium, it will cost approximately $237 million. The cost begins with $237,676,000 in 2014 and increases by $10,000 every year until 2018, where the cost to operate the stadium would equal $237,716,000.
Historical costs were not included in our feasibility study because of the small sample size. An NFL team has never called Wembley Stadium its home, and soccer franchises in London are not exactly comparable to the National Football League. For these reasons, the historical costs are unknown. For the years 2014 to 2018, we decided to incorporate $177,500,000 into our budget for player salaries, administration salaries, and field operations. These numbers were found by comparing salaries and costs of the other NFL franchises.
Player salaries of $168 million for each year were based off of the NFL cap limit. Administration salaries of $2.5 million a year is considered generally average in comparison to other teams, but our field operations are somewhat high in comparison. Wembley Stadium is currently used for occasional soccer matches and concerts, so it is important to spend a lot of money on field operations in order to keep it in its best condition.
Our indirect costs include rent, which is $9,976,000 a year, player salaries, administration salaries, and field operations. These costs are not directly accountable to a cost object such as a particular project or facility. Direct costs such as travel, labor, or raw materials were not included in our feasibility study.
Wembley Stadium is currently in good condition for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was built in 2002 and was majorly renovated in 2007. The stadium is ready for a major sports team to call its own. The stadium has seen major revenue streams in the past 5 years, ranging from a number of sporting events, such as the English national football team, all the way to boxing matches and a number of musical concerts.
Here's a picture of the recently renovated Wembley Stadium. It was built in 2002 and was used for soccer matches in the 2012 Olympics. As you can see, Wembley is spacious and ready for an NFL team to call it home. When Madonna played at Wembley Stadium in 2009, a sold-out audience of 74,000 attended and the concert grossed nearly $12 million US. The Football Association is currently in $450 million of debt due to Wembley Stadium. Therefore, they have allowed numerous amounts of revenue streams to help pay off the debt, including at least one NFL game at Wembley Stadium since 2007. This is another reason why the Football Association would love to allow the Jaguars to use Wembley Stadium.
Since we will not own Wembley Stadium, new revenue streams will not necessarily be created. The Jacksonville Jaguars will not have permission to grant access to the stadium outside of the National Football League. However, our current revenue streams include ticket sales, concessions, advertising and sponsorship, merchandise, and brand sales, parking, and the NFL revenue share.
Bringing the Jacksonville Jaguars to London will greatly impact the city and community. The revenue created for the surrounding businesses in the London area, as well as travel supported services, would increase substantially. While the team will face major competition for fans with the dominant European Soccer League, the fact that the Jaguars will be the only NFL franchise on the continent will be a huge factor in drawing support.
London, the capital of not only England but also the UK, has a population equivalent to New York City and includes approximately 180,000 Americans. New York has shown the ability to successfully support multiple professional sports franchises, and with only soccer and of course Wimbledon to compete with, the Jaguars will have an excellent opportunity to be successful. Since the Football Association is only renting the stadium, they still leave the possibility of other revenue streams accessible that would pump money back into the local economy through jobs, royalties, taxes, and more.
In order to potentially buy Wembley Stadium prior to 2018, Khan, the owner of the Jaguars, and the Jaguars, took advantage of low financial rates and secured an $800 million loan. Major U.S. cities have paid as much as $300 million to support the relocation of NFL franchises. We are confident that the relocation of the Jags will be a huge success, and the $800 million loan would be well worth it. The plan is to pay this loan back in 15 years with one payment of $105,179,021.51 each year.
In our loan amortization schedule, you can see where we came up with our loan payments, which can be seen on the top right next to where it says Scheduled Payment. Our interest expense numbers came from the interest column. Year 1 is the interest payment for 2014, Year 2 is for 2015, and so on. Our long-term debt numbers came from the principal column, starting with Year 3.
Due to the economic impact of relocating the Jacksonville Jaguars to London, we feel that it would make sense to have help from local government to help fund the move. However, in this study, we did not factor that in. Our plan is in the near future to prove that we are worthy of government dollars and then get support from them, which would drastically help our cash flows.
In closing, we realized the move would be an extremely complicated, expensive, and time-consuming venture with multiple areas of concern. Financing is definitely the major area of consideration. Predicting future cash flow is not easy and is closely related to the team's ability to be competitive on the field, a major unknown.
The NFL's relocation to London is in itself a huge risk with no precedent upon which to base any assumptions and/or considerations. While multiple unknowns are certainly a concern, the NFL has been discussing this move extensively for the past few years, wanting to get its product in front of an international audience on a regular face-to-face basis. While the project will certainly be hectic, expensive, and flying in the face of the unknown, it has been said that with great risk comes great reward.
Our net income shows how much money the Jacksonville Jaguars will be able to generate from the move during the time period from 2014 to 2018. As you can see, the Jags will lose approximately $21 million in the first year, but would begin making a profit in 2015 of $6 million. 2016 should generate approximately $28 million, $51 million in 2017, and $77 million in 2018.
This move would probably not even be considered by many, if any, of the current NFL franchises, but the Jaguars are a struggling franchise. The Jaguars, as has been stated, are struggling athletically and economically and seem to be an ideal franchise for this type of extreme venture. The possibilities seem endless.
A move across the ocean, while extremely risky, could be a huge win-win situation. The NFL would win by getting the international expansion it has been considering, and would work extremely hard to support the move and the Jaguars in every possible way to ensure the move's success. The Jaguars would win with a new lease on life, with a new city, new investors, a new fan base, and a couple of years of the honeymoon period to improve the team on the field and become more competitive. The City of London would win with increased tourism, increased job opportunities, community development, and the right to say they were the only NFL city outside of the United States.
The ultimate reality is that it boils down to money. Money is the motive. The Jaguars looking for money, the NFL is looking for money, and the London community wants to make money. Right now, the Jaguars are not helping the NFL maximize profits, and London appears to provide a way to correct all of these problems. To use a couple of sports cliches, with great risk comes great reward, and no guts, no glory. This relocation seems to be the great risk that the Jacksonville Jaguars need, so it is appropriate time with the appropriate team to show guts and to make the move.
Let's go Jaguars.
Let's go, Jags!
Jaguars. I don't know if that's a cheer or not.
Jaguars for clowning.
First words.
You're supposed to say hi.
Your name, man. That's your name.
All right. Hi, I'm Shane Nelson. Hi, I'm Shane Nelson.
I'm Rachel.
We're going to have to redo that last page.
Rachel.
What did you
Where'd this cock come from?
What's the motive? The Jaguars are looking for money.
Money is the motive.
I'm thinking of Lil Wayne song.
Come on, Chug.
Okay, all I need is one more time.